Well, good evening, Homewood Patriot fans, and welcome to Clement Stadium in Fairfield for this rebroadcast of the Homewood game against the Fairfield Tigers. We're pleased to be bringing this rebroadcast to you. I'm Barry Copeland, and along with Larry Wygand and the rest of the members of our broadcast crew, including Linda Maxwell tonight, we're happy to be here with you. As you look at the center of the field, you see Homewood's captains. Representing Homewood tonight are John Whidden, number 76, and Paul Owen, number 54. There are other captains, however, and you see them there. Scott Hazelden is number 12. 66 is Kip Cowan. Number 7, Michael Andrzejewski, and number 28, of course, is Eugene Sharp. Larry, we come into the game tonight a little bit on the injured side, and we'll talk about that medical situation in just a moment. But we face a team that, is 0-5 on the year, and that sort of would indicate maybe an easy time of it, but I'm a little suspicious.
Barry, they've had some very close games. They're a very physical and athletic team. They've made some mistakes and taken themselves out, but if they can eliminate their mistakes, well, they're going to have a good shot at upsetting our Patriots. They're not a bad ball team, not like everybody thinks.
We talked earlier this week to Coach Gann. Coach said the one thing to watch out for with Fairfield is if they eliminate their mistakes. Mistakes is what's cost them, I guess, early this season.
Right. They've had some good plays, but they've self-destructed as a lot of 0-5 type teams you would think do. But if they eliminate their own mistakes, well, the coach, Glenn Thompson, he's a decent coach, Barry, and he could bring this club around.
Well, as you see the indication there, Fairfield won the toss and deferred. Homewood, therefore, will receive the opening kickoff. We'll give you the starting lineup very briefly on offense since we will receive. Hazelden will be at split end and will be our long snapper for the night. The tackle is John Whidden, number 76. At guard will be 50, Jacob Pugh. At center, number 53, Jason Zarzer. At guard, number 66, Kip Cowan. At tackle tonight, starting in a New Jersey, number 65, Brian Anderson. You're normally used to seeing him in a tight end, number 85 jersey. Brian Anderson at tackle. And at tight end will be number 84, the young sophomore, Kevin Stadinka. The fullback will be number 41, Tommy Lias, in place of the injured Eric Moulton. At tailback tonight will start number 28, Eugene Sharp. The flanker will be number 7, Michael Andrzejewski. And a quarterback, the sophomore, Michael Whidden. So not dressing out tonight, Larry. In addition to Eric Moulton, Curtis Starks. Also, we have Dennis Rowe, who is not dressed out tonight. And I believe Josh Morris as well.
Barry, you're right. There's only 37 Patriots dressed out tonight, so that's a new low for us.
We'll pause for this message from one of our sponsors and be back for the kickoff right after this.
South Trust Bank is pleased to support Homewood High School athletics and wishes the Patriot football team a winning season. Whether it's community service or quality service at one of our convenient offices, South Trust Bank is working harder for you.
Back to live action at Clement Stadium in Fairfield, and Homewood's on the field and ready for the kickoff. We're sending deep Martell Smith. It's good to see him dressed back out in a Homewood jersey tonight. On the far side of the field is number 42, and that's Aham Sabry. And on the near side is Mark Andrzejewski, wears the number 24. We'll try to get the number of the kicker for Fairfield for you. Do a good job, as good a job as we can from the stands here of identifying numbers. But I know what you're interested in mostly are the numbers and the action from Homewood. Tremaine Birch ready to kick off for the Tigers. And this one's underway, folks. The first Area 9 game of the young season. Comes down to Martell. Straight up the middle, straight ahead running by Martell Smith. We'll try to set the yard lines for you as best we can. It's a little hard to see from this angle. Brings it back to the 27-yard line, and that's where we'll start first and 10. Let's see if Homewood can get something going here as we're just underway from Fairfield. Whidden is the quarterback, and here's the give. It looked like Sharp at the tailback position. And give him about 6 yards up to the 33-yard line.
Barry, there was a great line surge by our line there. If you'll look, that Fairfield was blown completely off the line of scrimmage by our line. If that's an indication of things to come, we're going to have a good night of rushing the ball.
Starlin Kendall on the tackle for Fairfield, but not before a gain of 6, so call it 2nd and about 4 now. Hard hitting in the middle of that line. Big hard hitting in the middle of that line. Elias with the ball. Looks like he might have gotten another couple of yards out to about the 35-yard line.
Looks like 3rd and 2, Barry. It's going to be an important possession down here.
Yeah, this is where you get in and establish early who dominates that line. Fairfield looks pretty big from my vantage point, especially some of their inside linebackers, Larry. The give straight ahead to Elias. I believe he's got plenty of room for the first down. Yeah, give him up to the 38-yard line, so that should be plenty of room for the first. All right, the first down of the evening for the Patriots. See what happens as Whitten drops back and wants to pass, drops deep back. Michael throws over the middle, but it's short. And into the arms of number 51 for Fairfield. That's Mose Williams. So Fairfield with a big turnover early. He returns, hard to see exactly where it was, to about the 38-yard line, a 6-yard return.
Barry, it looked like we were trying to go to Scott Hazelton that time over the middle. There, you can see it again, but linebackers right there to pick it off.
Yeah, the pass was clearly underthrown and might have been tipped. I'm not sure. At any rate, we'll see if we can set the Fairfield quarterback for you. He's pressured in his own backfield, and he'll be dropped for a big loss, maybe as much as 8 or 9 yards. Give Paul Owen and who else was back there? Was it Webby?
Or Walburn. I think, let's
Henry
watch it again. I think Henry Walburn, yeah.
Henry gets him first, Paul finishes him off. Looks like maybe a loss of 8.
Barry, it looks like they're in an I formation, splitting a receiver.
Yeah, the backs are in the regular I with a split receiver to the left, and looks like a 10-man line. And fumble in the backfield, picked up by Fairfield, but they'll be dropped for a big loss. Just a high pitch from the quarterback to the tailback.
Barry, that's what we were talking about. They make the mistakes that hurt themselves here. Miscommunication between the quarterback and the tailback. I think the tailback started the wrong way.
And just when the ball went where it was supposed to go, there was no one there to take it. Well, it puts them deep. What did Don Meredith used to say? 3rd and a mile. 3rd and 30. Do we have a timeout, Fairfield? All right, Fairfield's trying to get organized. Things are a little shaky on the start. Larry, some good news to report. I talked to trainer Coach Greg Penley just before the game, and Clay Keith will start practice Monday with the team. Talk about a young man who's really stayed with it and shown some dedication. Clay, had a severe leg injury, a broken leg last year, and he'll start practice Monday. I think that's great.
Barry, that's great news. I know that he had been sorry he'd missed, the season all the way up to now. I'm glad to see he's coming back.
Absolutely. He'll play with that metal rod in his leg that'll have to be taken out at some point, I think, according to what his dad was telling me. But I just think that's a super story of dedication and how it pays off. I'm glad to see him be coming back and wearing the Homewood jerseys again. Well, okay. Suspense. 3rd and 30. Let's see what happens. Pressure on the quarterback as he pitches. Their tailback. That time the running back was Richard Leonard, and he never could turn the corner.
Very good hit by cornerback Eric Pope. He's a junior, and he's playing terrific football for us on defense. Watch the hit here by Eric. Pow.
Big hit right where he ought to hit. I believe the ball sits now on about the 45-yard line. It's hard to see. The yardage is not marked on the field that we can see, but it is on the 45-yard line. They're in punt formation, and we have deep Michael Andrzejewski and also Martell Smith. A big Homewood rush, but he gets his punt away, and it's a good punt. It goes deep. It takes a Fairfield bounce, and we'll be down deep in Homewood territory.
Looked like the 6-yard line, Barry. What a punt.
Well, his line of scrimmage was the 45, so what, a 50-yard, almost a 50-yard punt, 49-yard punt with a good roll.
Barry, we don't want to give these Fairfield Tigers any encouragement, or we need to take them out early, so our offense needs to get on track right now and take it down the field.
This is the time to establish something, long drive, plenty of time, of course, left in the quarter and in the football game. If you're just joining us, 8:08 remaining in the first period. Off left tackle comes Eugene Sharp. He got maybe a yard. The tackle by Courtney Scott for the Tigers.
There was a quick hole there for just a second, but it closed back quickly just as Eugene came into the hole.
Coach Gann nailed it perfectly earlier when he said these Tigers, these Fairfield Tigers, have a lot of experience, a lot of skill at certain positions. It's just that when they come together, they make crazy mistakes. So far, they're giving Homewood all they can handle. Second and about 9 now. That's the give to Sharp again. Around right end. Eugene Sharp on the carry for Homewood. Maybe another yard, Larry.
Barry, they've got us backed up. They're almost daring you to throw out of your own end zone, and they're looking for the run, and they're getting it.
Yeah, Chris Brown that time on the pursuit. And so Homewood now faces third and a healthy 9 from their own 8-yard line. Would sure like to clear this out a little bit to give some room for a punt if we do have to punt. Hard running, but he's covered up absolutely by Fairfield jerseys. Eugene Sharp maybe another yard.
Tough going down in the shadows of our own goal line, Barry. They really stacked that line up.
Tremaine Birch on the stop for Fairfield. The teams will change, and Kevin Miller will come in to try and kick us out of this. I would guess with the line of scrimmage at the 9, Kevin will stand near the end of our own end zone.
Somewhere around the middle, it looks like, Barry.
Good shot of Kevin there. He stands and awaits the snap, a high snap, but he gets it. And Kevin puts his toe into a big kick. It'll come back past the 50 to about the 48-yard line, where Fairfield's Courtney Scott takes it in. He returns maybe 2 or 3 yards and is nailed.
Barry, that was a 42-yard in the air punt by Kevin Miller. Good hang time and very little return.
Yeah, there is a penalty flag down. It's just underneath the ref's foot that you see at the lower right of your screen, and we'll see what happens to it.
I didn't see the flag. Let's see what. Oh, it's a clip.
The clip is the call against Fairfield, but now that does not mean they'll lose possession, right?
Barry, it depends on if it's a loose ball foul or after the ball was caught, and it's after the ball's caught, so it's going to be Fairfield's ball, and it'll be 1st and 10.
I see. So that'll take it back to about the 43, I guess, from our vantage point. I was going to say, Larry, you commented about the hang time. That's been a key to Homewood's kicking game so far this year. If the ball's up in the air long enough, it allows you coverage to get down under it.
You're exactly right, and Kevin's doing an outstanding job for us. Another 42-yarder, which is probably pretty close to his average, I believe, Barry.
The 1st and 10 from the 43 for Fairfield.
All right, Fairfield now with good field position then from their own 43. Homewood's defense needs to bow its back just a little bit. Long count from the quarterback. Straight ahead over right tackle is the call. Richard Leonard, the running back. Smith, who wears number 3 for Fairfield, is the quarterback, Clarence Smith. Leonard wears the number 25.
It looked like Anthony Webby and a couple others in on that tackle. I think that Fairfield's going to have a tough time running up the middle on our defense tonight, too.
After the gain of about 3, maybe 2.5, Fairfield looks at 2nd and maybe 7. Smith looks around left end. Ooh, pursued, big fumble. Let's see who gets it.
We got it, Barry.
Hard to see. It might have been Paul Owen. Paul Owen on the fumble recovery comes up with a big turnover.
Now, Barry, I think Paul Owen calls this fumble. There's Paul making the tackle. Closed off by Kip Cowan.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't tell who got the ball. Maybe Kip got the ball. I'm not sure who covered it, but it looked like Paul Owen calls the fumble.
Well, that's fantastic. All right, Homewood now with excellent field position. The line of scrimmage, the Fairfield 43, 1st and 10. Time to get something going here. Here's the give to Tommy Elias over left tackle. Tommy may be ahead for 2 to 3 yards. 4, give him 4. Brown on the tackle.
Barry, Tommy is no stranger to running the ball. He's been in a lot this year with Eric being hurt. He's doing a good job. And one thing I like about Tommy, he has 2 hands on that ball at all times, and he hasn't had a fumble all year, I don't believe.
Tommy Elias wears the 41 jersey for the Patriots. He's lined up now in the, is that the pro set backfield? Whistles blow before the pass is thrown. Pass intended for Scott Hazelden.
Look like a flag maybe on the play, and they're stopping it. Dead ball foul.
The offside is the call, or encroachment the call against Fairfield. Larry, explain the concept of that neutral zone. Someone stuck a helmet or a hand inside and...
Right, okay. Illegal procedure is when we make a jump. You don't have to penetrate the neutral zone to have illegal procedure. When your guard or something raises it up, that's illegal procedure on the offense. When the defense gets offside, they can move it, jump up and down and move around, but they can't penetrate into the neutral zone, which is the football.
I see. Yes, that was a dead ball foul.
Right, that's why they stopped it.
Meaning that at the snap, they were in the neutral zone.
Right, and they stop the play, and it's automatic penalty. That way they don't. Now, if you have a motion penalty, they'll let the play run, and then the defense gets a choice.
Gotcha. That'll bring up then about 2nd and maybe a long yard following the mark off of the offsides penalty against Fairfield, and the line of scrimmage now the 34-yard line. We appreciate the help of Mike Whitten, who is working with us in the stands tonight, and John Poole, who are helping us spot numbers and sideline yardage under extremely difficult circumstances. We also appreciate Larry Hembry, who's on the sidelines for us as a statistician. Here's Michael Whitney, wants to throw. That's the play. Complete to Andrzejewski. Looks like easily 1st down yardage and a good bit more. Call it down to the 28.
That was a nice play. We did it, and they saw it coming. We did it again. A sharp pass by Michael Whitten, quarterback. Nice reception over here by Andrzejewski.
They worked that play at practice yesterday afternoon in shorts and helmets over and over and over again. Very effective play. The pass is thrown low, caught low. Good way to knock out 5 or 6 or 7 yards. That time 6 yards, as a matter of fact. 1st and 10, Homewood at their own at the Fairfield 28. Give to Elias. Boy, they are blowing through in our backfield. Chris Brown stopped for the Tigers. Man alive.
Very good penetration. We got big gaps between our linemen. I don't know if they're shooting them or we're missing our blocks or what, but it's good penetration there by the Fairfield people.
We'll try and concentrate on that for you. Sometimes the camera angle is showing only Homewood players, and it's hard for you to see it at home, but we'll watch it for you here at the stadium and see if we can pick up exactly what is going on. A lot of football being played on that line tonight. The give was straight ahead to Elias, and Elias looks for the hole off right tackle and finds it in big yardage to boot.
Very nice run by Tommy Elias that time. Only took 4 or 5 Fairfield Tigers to finally bring him down. That was a good run.
Give him 8 yards down to the 19 and very close to another 1st down before Jimmy Moore for Fairfield brings him down. There's the Homewood Patriot Marching Band, and they made the trip to Fairfield tonight. We do have a timeout on the officials. I'm not sure what this is, if this is the water break. No, they're measuring the game. Patriots made the trip, the color guard made the trip, the Star Spangled Girls made the trip, the cheerleaders made the trip. We're glad you're with us tonight if you did not make the trip. I need to do what they call in broadcasting a make good. A make good is when you say something wrong and you go back and correct it later, but I found out this week that most of the season I've been talking about the long snapper on the squad as Brian Narrow, because he did that early in the season, in fact, in the first game. But ever since the first game, Scott Hazelden is the long snapper for the Patriots on punts and on extra points. And I want to set the record straight and apologize to Scott for getting that confused earlier in the season. He does a super job and deserves the credit for it.
Barry, you're exactly right. Scott's done a great job all year, and that's a thankless job. Nobody recognizes it until something goes wrong, but he's done a great job.
He sure has. Pulling double duty, as they say, as a wide receiver and a long snapper on punts and extra points. Quitting straight ahead, quarterback keeper, looks like plenty of yardage. Looks like plenty of yardage. Jason Zarzer was in the defensive secondary. He blew through the line that time.
Barry, you can credit the middle of your line there, Zarzar, but also our guards, and it looked like Brian Anderson, who is right tackle, did a good job blowing them out there.
Give Homewood then the third first down, and they've sustained a pretty good drive after the turnover. It's first down, the line of scrimmage now the 16, so Homewood moves from the 16. There's a little bit of a jump, and it'll probably be a procedure call against the Patriots, and that'll make it first and 15.
All right, there's a dead ball foul on procedure because one of our linemen raised up. When a backfield man goes in motion or something, they'll let the play run, but not on a lineman raising up for a procedure.
Okay, with the penalty then, first and 15. Whitten looks long, wants to throw into the end zone, looks for Stadinka. Just over the top of his head there.
That wasn't a bad looking pass. He threw it only where Stadinka had a chance at it. The defensive guys never had a look at the ball, and we just didn't quite get under it.
Well, that'll bring up second and 15 then.
Barry, I'll give you another little interesting tidbit about the officials. If you'll watch, the guys on the ends of the line of scrimmage, they may hold their arm out, and if they do, they're saying the guy nearest to them is in the backfield. See the guy at the far side? He's declaring that guy as a backfield man, not an end.
Not an end. All right, here was the give. Here was the give. It's Lias. Lias breaks through. Oh, hard to see, but
what a run
to the 9-yard line.
That was a beautiful run by Tom. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, Robert Davis would have been proud of that.
He hits the hole. It's blocked, finds his way around, and moves all the way down to the 9-yard line.
That was a beautiful run by Tommy Lias.
I'll tell you something, the story of this season for Homewood has been guys who've been willing to be called on in a backup role and come on strong like gangbusters. Lias, 6 carries for 30 yards already on the young night, and we've got 50 seconds left in the first quarter still. The 9-yard line is the line of scrimmage, and this is a key third down now, third and about 2.5. So the Patriots need to convert here. They give to Eugene. Eugene Sharp gets his 2.5, I believe.
And then some.
Oh, and then some. How about 8? It's hard to see.
Eugene did a good job of following his fullback again, Tommy Lias. Watch him right in Tommy Lias's back pocket, follows him in the hole. Good running, good block.
Great, smart running. Smart running for Homewood. First down, and we show it on about the 1-yard line, so they've got first and goal. Four tries to get it in. Let's see what happens. We give to Lias. Lias, left tackle. Touchdown, Patriots.
Good line surge there, and well-deserved touchdown by Tommy Lias.
Yes, sir. 7 carries for 31 yards, and that drive consumed some time off the clock, and Homewood comes away with a score with 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Scott Hazelden to snap. And they blew through the line, and it was blocked. So the kick is no good. 18 seconds remain in the quarter, and Homewood leads 6-0. Patriots brought a lot of folks tonight, Larry. There's almost as much of a crowd on our side of the field as there is on the Fairfield side of the field, and possibly more.
Yeah, Barry, I agree with you. I think that there are more people on our side. Our band is all the way down in the end zone.
Absolutely. All right, everybody regroups. Homewood set to kick it off. Looks like a drive, Larry. The scoring drive took 4 minutes, 21 seconds, so good ball control following the turnover. It was a 12-play drive that covered 43 yards and ended up in a 6-point score for the Patriots.
Barry, it was a good running attack here. I think we had one complete pass, but it was a Tommy Lice, Eugene Sharp, and a center of the offensive line drive there.
Here's Kevin Miller. Deep for Fairfield is Richard Leonard, but it'll go, looks like, did it go out of bounds? It went out of bounds, and so they'll either, let's see, the option is kick it over.
Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think you get a choice of you get it out of bounds where you want it, or you get it 20 yards up the field, or you get a 5-yard penalty and kick it again.
They'll kick from the 35, I believe. Word from the sidelines, from Larry Hembry on the sidelines, is that there was that the ball is extremely wet, the dew out there, and that might have had something to do with it. All right, they'll re-kick it from the 35 this time, and deep before Fairfield is Richard Leonard. Leonard, they're one of their primary running backs. See Jason Zarzer taking some jogging steps down on the sideline. I hope he doesn't have an ankle problem. Sort of sprinting. It looks like he might be favoring that right ankle just a little bit.
Boy, that's one fellow we could ill afford to lose at this point, Barry.
You best believe it. What a job he's done this year at offensive center. Deep for the Tigers. Number 20 is Cornell Davis, and number 25 is Richard Leonard. Miller booms a high kick. It'll come down to Leonard. I believe the knee touched down, and therefore he is down at the 9-yard line, and Fairfield really backed up in their own territory.
Barry, that field really must be more slippery than it looks. It hadn't rained, but that kid right there just slipped down.
Yeah, he absolutely just went straight ahead and lost his footing. Well, Fairfield in a big hole now, and Homewood with new life after the recent score. 15 seconds remain in the quarter.
Good look at Eric Pope, Anthony Webby, the defensive guys there.
Eric, a sophomore, I believe.
I believe Eric's a junior.
Oh, is he? That's the end of the quarter. We'll keep it right here, though, and tell you about one of our sponsors, a sponsor that we really appreciate. Talk about them every week. We want to give them a little first quarter position this week instead of at the end of the game, and that's Cash and Carry Building Supply. Cash and Carry indeed does carry a full line of building products and hardware, and they're all designed to meet the needs that you might have for any do-it-yourself project, as well as contractor-assisted jobs. Please don't let the name fool you. Just because it's Cash and Carry doesn't mean you have to carry it. They do indeed deliver to the Homewood area, as well as any of the other over-the-mountain areas. And by the way, they gladly accept all major credit cards. Cash and Carry is owned by Don Waters and by Homewood resident Jim Long, and they invite you to give them a call at 323-7173, 323-7173, and discuss any of your building materials needs with store manager Lars Anderson. One of the sponsors of Homewood Patriot football, our good friends at Cash and Carry, 800 14th Street North, right in Birmingham, Alabama. And we appreciate their support. Well, they'll move from our right as we watch. Homewood on defense. Fairfield from their own, I believe they're on their own 9. By the way, in the first quarter, Homewood rushed the ball 13 times, Larry, for 51 yards, one pass for 4 yards, one interception. I'm sorry, one pass for 6 yards. They passed 4 times, completed 1 for 6. One interception. So total of, what would that be, 57 yards total offense on the first quarter, setting a pretty good pace. Here's Fairfield. Straight ahead goes Leonard.
He had a little hole in the line there, but he was dragged down by Henry Walburn.
Tackled by Henry Walden out of Homewood.
Give him about the 15-yard line, so gain of 5 maybe. 2nd and 5 for Fairfield. I hear a train coming. I'm glad to know that there's a track nearby. It's probably the one that runs through Pell City.
Wow.
Ooh, big straight ahead running and first down yardage and much, much more. That was Leonard. Leonard, I'm sorry, Larry, I interrupted you, but Leonard is really a workhorse for Fairfield.
Barry, he's a good one. He's going off that right side of his line, and Andrzejewski and Walburn are making the tackles, and that's not who we want to see making the tackles.
The first Fairfield first down of the night comes early in the second quarter. But their line is really blowing out. Long count from Smith, the quarterback. He rolls left, keeps still on his feet. Oh, he's fast. The only man who can catch him is Eric Pope. Pope tried, but Smith will score for Fairfield. I scan the field and I don't see any flags.
Barry, that's exactly what we were talking about. They have some athletes. They can run. I don't know, but what if we had a track meet? They could beat us in a track meet. And right now they did a good job on this. Here it is again.
Watch the run. He just takes it out and sees a narrow gap. His ability to cut back, Larry, is what amazes me, that lateral speed.
Yeah, he's got the speed. He cut through the hole there and outran everybody we had.
That is Clarence Smith, the quarterback for Fairfield. Now they have some confusion on their line and they call timeout. I believe they only had 10 men on the field. It could be that they want to go for two also.
Well, Barry, I tell you again, they got the athletes. If they cut out their mistakes, this is going to be a tough ball game.
Saw Mike Whitten signaling with two fingers and thought he might have meant they were going for two. What he was trying to tell me was this is their second timeout.
Barry, candy apples look good out here. What do you think?
They look great. You know, it reminds me of the State Fair, and it's about that time of year. We're early in October here, and it's a beautiful night for football. Hope if you did not make it to this game and you're watching the rebroadcast, you'll make plans to join us at Waldrop Stadium this coming Friday night. I believe it's homecoming, and Oxford is the game. Is that correct?
Barry, you're right. Oxford's always a big game, and of course homecoming, I know everybody gets fired up for that. It ought to be a fun time this coming Friday night.
Oxford brings in usually a big team, a big physical team, and it's a lot worse when we go there than when they come to Homewood. But I know we're not looking forward to it.
Barry, I think last week Oxford scored 50-something points, but let's forget them. Here come the Fairfield Tigers. We got to do this week first.
Absolutely. Coach Can said it just before the game. We're not looking ahead. We want to concentrate on this one. Looks like the place kicker is DeLaven Boone for Fairfield, and let's see what he's a left-footed kicker. He kicks it straight. No, he kicks it left apparently because the kick is no good, and that could be an awfully critical extra point miss.
Barry, I don't know if we can replay that again. That's one of the slowest snaps I've ever seen. I don't know if Dudley and them can. Let's watch this snap.
You'll see it here. Very lofty, sort of floating snap.
It's like it's in slow motion. I've never seen a snap that slow.
Well, so with 10:49 remaining in the half, we come away with a tie, 6-6. And Larry, that we may at the end of this game be talking about those missed extra points on one side or the other.
Well, I hope that we're not, Barry. I hope we're talking about all the touchdowns that the Patriots score. But right now, you're right. We put some fire in these Fairfield Tigers, and they believe they can do something here. And we've got to do something ourselves right now and get the fire back out of the Tigers' eyes.
One of the ways we could do that would be by a long return here. We'd like to see it. Martell Smith is deep for Homewood. To kick for Fairfield is Tremaine Birch. Also deep with Martell are Mark Andrzejewski. And it looks like A.M. Sabry. Takes a big run at it, but it'll come down to Martell Smith. Martell looks for openings and finds one straight up the middle, just puts his head down and keeps going. He'll bring it back almost to the 40-yard line.
Barry, you almost called it right there. That was a nice return, good blocking, and he almost broke it all the way. Here's another look at it.
Corey Washington coming up to make the tackle for Fairfield, but Martell had a hole, and but for Washington's grab, he was gone. All right, give him about the, 39-yard line? Line of scrimmage at 39. Homewood needs to get in business again. Here's the give to Lias. Lias off left tackle. Man, he's running hard tonight.
Boy, he came to play, that's for sure. Good hold that time by Jacob Pugh and John Whidden on the left side of that line. Good blocking.
Davis on the stop for Fairfield, but not before an 8-yard gain by Tommy Lias. He is really hitting the line hard.
Barry, that time, John Whidden didn't knock his man more than 10 or 12 yards, and at the end of the play, the guy had his back turned and was literally running away from John Whidden.
Be an interesting matchup to key on. Here's the count, looking at second and about 3. Bingo, a big tackle that time by number 81, Tremaine Birch. He met our man right at the line of scrimmage, and I don't believe that went anywhere. Play failed again.
I was watching John Whidden again, and all I can tell you is it wasn't John Whidden's man. He again knocked the guy 5 yards off the line. John's having a good night.
John playing in the left or right tackle slot?
John playing left tackle next to Jacob Pugh.
Ball's on the 36-yard line of Homewood. Whidden next quarterback.
All right, a key third down. Homewood needs to keep it alive. Third and about 3. Here's the give to Tommy Lias. Tommy over first down yardage at the 50-yard line and maybe a little bit more.
Barry, I don't blame Michael Whidden giving the ball to Tommy Lias. He's doing an exceptional job of running the ball tonight.
Yeah, no secret. When you get on a high like that and get on a run like that, just go with the flow. Lias now 9 carries for 43 yards, Larry, so he's having a fine night. All right, now with receivers left and right. Hazelton left, Andrew Jeske right. Fake, Whidden wants to pass. The throw complete to Andrew Jeske. Oh, beautiful pass and beautiful reception.
Barry, let me tell you how hard that is. What they don't see is Michael threw the ball over the linebacker's fingers here. Look at the linebacker just underneath. A foot lower, it's intercepted right there, and yet it's under the cornerback. He had to thread the needle on that.
A pinpoint pass of about 15, 20 yards. LaShawn Copeland making the stop.
One of your relatives, Barry?
No, I don't think so.
What great
oh,
camera
my
work.
goodness. I believe the call I hear is face mask.
The camera work was excellent. It showed the hand reach right out there and grab his face mask.
All right, it is indeed going to be a face mask call. And that should give, of course, you don't like to get them that way, but that should give Homewood first down. Unless it was incidental.
It wasn't a flagrant one, but I think here it's a 15-yarder anyway. That hand just came right out there and grabbed it. It was a great shot of it.
It'll be first and 10 for the Homewood Patriots.
All right, Homewood with first down on about the 20 now. Good field position. Time to move in and score. Michael gives to Tommy Lias. The big hole at left tackle. He's still on his feet. Still running. Give him a score.
Wow, what a run. He just broke tackle after tackle.
Put that on the highlight reel, folks. I hope Channel 6 or 13 is out here tonight. I'll tell you, that was a fine run.
I can't wait for Tommy Lias to see it. I don't know if he'll believe all this either. That's terrific running.
All right, the extra point now. Here's Kevin Miller to kick. Michael Whidden holds. Fake extra point. Michael looks. Oh, an overthrown. He had Martell Smith in the end zone. You couldn't see it because of the post, but it was ever so slightly overthrown. At any rate, with 8:19 remaining in the half, Homewood out front now, 12-6. We'll pause for this for one of our sponsors and be right back. Hope you'll stay with us. We're coming back for more football action.
Thinking of buying or selling a home? Wondering what a realtor can do for you? Think VIP Realty, the oldest active residential real estate company in Homewood.
Since we've served the Homewood, Birmingham area for 2 decades, we have the experience to provide you with complete guidance on the sale or purchase of a home. Plus, we're quick to respond from our centrally located Homewood office. And we give all our clients the VIP treatment. So what can a realtor do for you? A lot, especially if it's VIP Realty in Homewood.
Okay, we're back for the kickoff right after that nice long drive by the Patriots, and Tommy Elias taking it over on what has to be the best run of the year, in my opinion.
Tommy Elias having a whale of an evening. Here's the kick by Kevin. Kevin sends it high and long. Comes down to Cornell Davis. Davis picks his way around the right side, brings it back. It'll be a good return. Let's see the touchdown run again, Larry. This is one of the... We're going to re-cue it in the truck, and we'll let you look at it. Just a super effort. Watch the blocking on our offensive line. I mean, you could have backed our broadcast truck through there.
They had a wall. It looked like Jacob Pugh and John Whitten came across and walled off the right side or the right side of our line or the left side of the Fairfield line, and Tommy Elias did the rest.
A 6-play drive for the score, capped by the 20-yard run by Tommy Elias. 61 yards for the Homewood score. Now the line of scrimmage, the 29-yard line. And here the give to Leonard. Leonard, number 25, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Look at the Homewood tacklers. Coggin, Cowan.
Mr. Leonard met 220-pound Michael Coggin head on, and he also met the turf shortly thereafter.
We came into the stadium tonight. Michael Coggin and Shane Davis were leaning up against the building. I was a little bit afraid for the brick wall. Those are big guys, and we're glad they're where they are on this Homewood football team. Right after the gain of 1, second and about 9. Oh, another big hit. We do not have the name of the Fairfield player that wears that number 1 jersey. He may not know his own name right now. He took a big hit there.
Eugene Sharp, just like always, delivers a big pop and took the guy to the ground.
Understand that's Rodney Abernathy, courtesy of the public address announcer, who's located right above us. We need to get us an away game at a stadium where they have a loud public address system, no press box, and a train track. Get all 3 of those things combined together. Make life miserable. Here's Fairfield. Reverse, and nobody was fooled. Look at Webby. Look at Coggin. Wow.
Well, that really tricked Anthony Webby that time. He had no idea and just killed this guy. Watch Anthony
the
Webby.
read now. That's called staying at home.
Look at Anthony.
Boom.
Anthony wasn't fooled for 1 second.
Oh, what a great defensive effort. Well, that brings up the punting situation, 4th and about 16 or 17. So we'll send Michael Andrzejewski deep to the far side. Martell Smith deep on the near side. And in punt formation for Fairfield is Tremaine Birch. We move around a little bit on the line, but Birch will punt. Gets the kick away. It'll come down to Martell at about the 38. Call it the 38. He looks wide for a wall, but doesn't find it. Has to cut upfield. Give him a return of maybe 6 or 7. Took it in at about the 43, up to about the 49.
Barry, that wall was trying to get set over, and he almost turned that corner. Got a good block from one of his deep men with him, but couldn't quite make it. It was pretty good punt coverage by the Fairfield Tigers.
The ball rests on the 49-yard line. All right, Homewood with good field position at the 49. Whitten drops back deep, wants to throw. Plenty of time, launches, Martell Smith wide open. Oh! Oh, my goodness gracious, right into and out of his hands.
Barry, he had great protection that time and spotted his man. Just happens. One of those things. Looked like Larry Wygand out there trying to catch it to me.
Well, let's see. Cheerleaders, drums. We need a train. Maybe I could get producer Dudley Hyman to talk in my ear a little bit, and that way I won't be able to hear anything. Okay, on the incomplete pass. You have to forgive us, folks. We're having too much fun. On the incomplete pass, Michael Witten drops back, wants to throw. Good. Complete to Hazelden. Scott has it. Clean reception. Looked it in, took it in. And it'll be close on the first down.
Barry, here it is again on the screen. Look, you got two guys in front of him, one behind him. Michael puts it right in there. Good reception by Scott Hazelden.
Good job by Scott. He could hear the footsteps of the guys coming. But it is first down yardage, and you see the signal there. So Homewood works itself out of that one. The drive's still alive as the clock runs. 5:10 now remaining in the second half, in the second quarter. Little screen to Martell Smith in the backfield. That looked like that might have been a broken play. Unless, if it's not, it's a new play. I've not seen that one before.
I don't think it was really a screen, Barry. It's a flare out of the backfield. Let's watch. See, the linemen, I don't think are going to come over here. Let's see if it isn't just a flare.
There was just that tremendous penetration again by Fairfield, and they were right there in the backfield as Michael turned around.
There's a good picture of our cheerleaders.
Tell you who the names of the cheerleaders are. They are Melissa Boren and Laura Ann Daniel, Arlene Moniz and Ashley Legg, Carmen Greer, Jennifer Harris, Casey Kirby and Ashley Litton, Allison Jones, Keisha Cole, Laura Wunderlich, and Susan Holberg. Man alive, they do a super job of keeping the spirit high here at Homewood. Whitten wants to pass. Now he flares to the other side. But pressured again, and we'll give it a loss of maybe 3 or 4 on that.
It looked like the same play, just to the other side, and I don't know. Didn't look like there was much there.
Martell floats out into that flat area, but at the time the ball's in his hands, Fairfield's all over it. They really have that one defensed well. We'll set it up for you. That's then brings up third and looks, Larry, at about like third and maybe 13. 3:39 remaining in the half now. Now, flags fly.
Barry, my guess is it's illegal procedure on Homewood, I believe. Let's see what we got.
Referee, the man in the white hat, dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the Patriots. Homewood with 3 penalties now for a total of 15 yards. That'll really drop it back. They'll replay that third down.
5 yards left on the play. It'll be third down and 18.
Barry, 3rd and 18. What do you do? Give it to Tommy Lice?
Might be. It worked last time. Backs into pro set. Whitten drops, rolls slightly right, wants to throw, heaves one. Intercepted. Let's see if we can get him on a return. Who got him? Somebody got him. Looked like Martell made the tackle, but Norman Van intercepts, takes it out of the hands of Reggie Lias, who was coming across. You'll see it here. Reggie playing on a wide end, just slightly overthrown, and the big interception by Van. Martell brings him down, and Fairfield now in good field position, Larry, with about 3:11 to go in the half.
Barry, they've got some athletes, no question about it. Like Coach Ginn said, it's the mistakes. If they eliminate their mistakes, they're a decent ball team.
They'll try to control the clock. The line of scrimmage is about the 46-yard line, 47 maybe. Clarence Smith, the Fairfield quarterback. He pitches, moving to the right for about 5 yards is Cornell Davis. I missed the Homewood tackle.
It looked like Eric Pope, our junior cornerback, came up and made a very nice tackle on him, Barry.
Eric Pope playing in the left corner position. Called on a number of times this year and worked his way into a starting spot. All right, give him second at about 5 now, right at the 50-yard line. Smith pitches out. Ooh, somebody's in the backfield. Fumble. Homewood got it.
Barry, Henry Walburn knocked that ball loose, and it looked like Brian Nara on it.
Narrow recovered the fumble. Walburn knocked him silly. Big time turnover, and that thwarts the Fairfield drive.
Barry, I think Henry Walburn's name should be Big Play Walburn. That guy makes some big plays.
He really, really does. He comes through in the clutch. All right, 2:06 remaining in the half. Homewood now in excellent field position at the Fairfield 47. Receivers wide, left and right. Backs in the eye. Quitting with a long count. The pitch back to Eugene Sharp. Wisely falls on it. You know, we've talked all night about the dew on the field out there, but it really must be wet. Their folks are slipping and sliding all over the place.
It really is, Barry. It's hard to believe, but I mean, it's not when you watch the play out there. It really is slippery, but it hadn't rained. I don't know.
Well, you know, we were here a little earlier. I was wondering why they were spraying the oil out there, but I guess some people won't know that that's sarcastic, so I better say it. No, they didn't do that. Okay. Now Witten wants to pass again, throws it right over the middle. Oh, we had a great screen going. Michael just with tremendous pressure that time. Again, Fairfield continues to push through that pressure on the quarterback.
Barry, you're right. We had that screen set up. If we'd have caught that ball, we could have made some big yardage there.
All right, third down, Larry, and looks like maybe 19 or so. Homewood's ball on the 45-yard line on their own 45, third and 17. About a minute 14 left in the half. This one's dragging out going to the halftime because of the incompleted passes and the clock stopping. Now Reggie Lias split wide to the right. Hazelden left, Quitting to pass again. He wants, underthrown. But Lias, again, slipped down. The coverage, I think the pass was intended for Reggie, but he slipped down. That stops the clock with 1:08.
Barry, this is one of those nights where you might bring your rubber cleats out where you think you're playing on a hard field when you wish you had your long cleats.
All right, Kevin Miller now in punt formation for the Patriots. We'll note the line of scrimmage is about the 45. Deep is Leonard and Davis. Deep are Leonard and Davis for the Tigers. Short pass to the sidelines. The fake punt. Martell Smith with, I believe, first down yardage, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen that one this year.
Barry, what a great wrinkle. That's a great play.
The short snap to Henry Walburn, who is a quarterback. The pass to Martell Smith, and he just straight ahead like that train we've been listening to. Let's see if it is first down yardage.
Barry, that's been practice time and again because the lead on that was perfect.
Just absolutely perfect execution. Homewood still alive. Now the clock runs with 57 seconds remaining. Michael wants to throw and does throw complete. I believe it's Hazelden. Hazelden over on the far sidelines. Oh, good, an airplane.
The only thing we like now is a ship coming by.
Well, don't say it. It'll happen. We're coming back with a holding call on the Patriots. Nullifies a little bit of that pass completion to Hazelden.
Barry, it looked like it was the umpire that threw it, so I'm going to say it was in the middle of the line, our offensive line, that he spotted something and threw his flag. I didn't see it. I didn't really see the flag either.
Brings it back to the 44-yard line of Fairfield. That's first and 20 now from the 44. But to give a straight ahead to Tommy Lias. He's going to get some of it back, lots of it back. Good grief, he keeps going.
Another flag on the ground.
I believe his legs are moving faster than I have ever seen them. The call is holding against Homewood.
Barry, this time the line judge did it, so it's more likely somebody out on the flank here on this side. It was either the end or one of the wide receivers or somebody like that.
Holding is the call. That brings it back to the 47-yard line. I believe we've got a timeout. I'm not sure. We'll stop for a moment and change tapes and come right back. Back to live action with a fresh load of videotape in the machine, and we're in the middle of a timeout here. Homewood, I believe, called the timeout, Larry. Coach Bob Newton is out on the field talking to the offense. Good time to remind you that there are some folks who work awfully hard as trainers and managers on our team, and they are Tony Morris and Stephanie Peterson, Faith Griffin, Beth Staples, Nancy Jones, and a senior on the squad, Monica Tedger-DeHarja. And I thought I did that pretty well.
You did very well. I know Monica will appreciate that, too.
A couple of sophomores, a junior, a senior, and an 8th grader, Nancy Jones, and they just do a super job. They work very, very hard, and we appreciate the work of the managers on this Homewood High Patriot team. First down, about 25, I would say, is the distance. Michael wants to throw, and he does. Now it's the split-end pass. Elias throws to Andrzejewski, complete. Oh, my goodness, touchdown Homewood!
Great play. Two special plays on this drive.
Chick-a-boom. Watch it again. Reggie Elias has the wide receiver role. Passes to Michael Andrzejewski for the Homewood score, and a stinger for Fairfield with 26 seconds remaining in the half.
Looks like we got a timeout Homewood here. We're going to talk over going for 2 probably.
All right, with 26 seconds remaining, as you see it there, Homewood takes a timeout.
Barry, as you know, we entered this season with 3 quarterbacks, had a senior, a junior, and a sophomore, and so far tonight, all 3 of them have completed passes.
Yeah, interesting that we used Henry Walburn in the fake punt. We used Reggie just then. What a super catch, too, by Michael Andrzejewski.
Was that Fred Astaire? No, that's Jason Whidden dancing. Okay,
Looks like it might be. Boy, they played a great game last night. They played a super game last night.
They sure
I believe
did.
the 7th and the 8th grade also both won last night. Well, Michael just looked it in all the way, took it right in for the score.
Barry, getting back to what you were saying, you're right. The middle school had a double win last night. The 7th grade won. They're now 2-1-1, having a great year and a great season. And the 8th grade is 4-1, had a good victory last night, 13-7. And congratulations to Dickie Wright and all his staff and the middle schoolers.
Did a super job. All right, the extra point attempt now, and we will go for 2. The whistles blow before the snap.
Barry, I think that's that intentional play where we're looking to try to draw them off, and if it works, see, now we only have 1.5 yards to go, and if we miss, we just send Kevin in and kick an 8-yard extra point.
The signal is a dead ball foul, encroachment against the offense, the defense.
Barry, I got to think our coaches call that play. Now we have 1.5 yards. They got to watch Tommy Lice. They got to watch everything we got.
They've got to watch Michael Whitten, the quarterback, could sneak it over.
Smart play by the Patriots.
Call it good coaching. All right, now the backs line up in an I. Receivers wide, left and right. Whitten with a count. Long count. Here's the pitch. The pitch to Eugene. Good. The extra point attempt is good. I'm sorry. It was Martell Smith, not Eugene Sharp. Martell at the tailback position. We get back the 2 points that we missed.
Very nice play, and like you said, I think it's good coaching. Here it is. Martell running around the end. Oh, yeah, had it all the way. He made about 4 or 5 yards.
26 seconds remain in the half.
All year long, we've had the little long count and drawn people, and it's worked, I think, every time. I don't remember one time when we backed away from it and it didn't work.
On the young night so far, Homewood with 19 rushing attempts for 88 yards, Larry. Passing, we have completed 7 of 14, 2 interceptions. So total yardage for the Patriots in the first half, 91 yards. Andrew Jeske with 3 receptions for 69 yards so far. Strong performance. Here's Kevin Miller's kick. It goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So the clock won't start. They'll bring it out to the 20 and start from there.
With 26 seconds left to go in the half, we're going to see what kind of speed they have going long, I imagine, Barry.
Larry, an interesting statistic for you. Tommy Elias tonight, so far, this is just the first half, 11 carries and 74 yards in the first half. Also, Eugene Sharp with 7 carries for 11 yards. But Tommy Elias clearly coming on strong to fill in that the running back gap tonight at the fullback position. I guarantee you nobody could be happier for him than Eric Moulton. Here's Fairfield from the 20. Flags a flying right at the start.
While the referees sort out this, I didn't see what happened. Going back to something you said earlier, Barry, we've had guys, if you'll think, some of the better players we've had here tonight, Tommy Lice didn't start the season, was on the bench, came in when needed. Eric Pope coming in at quarterbacks had a great night. Michael Whitten didn't start the season at quarterback. Now he's in there for us. We've had a lot of guys step in when needed and doing a terrific job for us.
Really, really doing a super job when called on. The indication is they only had 1 running back that time. Is that correct?
It doesn't matter. You can only have, you don't have to have any running backs. I think what we're saying is not enough men on the line, maybe, or something.
Okay. All right, now receivers, 2 wide left and 2 wide right. Clarence Smith rolls to his right, however. Grabbed a jersey later on, but he's still on his feet. Still up, and he is fast. Martell out to catch it. Martell brings him down. He's fast, but he's not that fast.
He's plenty fast. Martell saved a touchdown there. Good play by Martell Smith.
Here you'll see it again. Clarence Smith is a dangerous runner. When we had people all around him there, he kept on his feet. Martell Smith just had the angle on it.
Barry, going back to what Coach Gann and we were saying early before the game, they have some athletes.
Yeah, they really do. They have some skilled people. Time is out for Fairfield with 17 seconds remaining. They want to talk about how to get this ball in the end zone. I'm sure Coach Thorson wants to talk to the defense about how to prevent that very thing.
Barry, you know the touchdown that Fairfield scored tonight, that's the first touchdown our team has had scored on us in the last several games. We lost to Vestavia 3-0, and last week we won 21-3. There's a good shot of just an athletic move. We had people all over him, hit him, but he was able to get away.
Fairfield rushing tonight with 51 yards. Or with 121 yards. You can see some of the Color Guard and Star Spangled girls across the field. We'll not be able to show you them at the halftime, however, because they will perform to the opposite side of the field. And rather than show you just their backs all night long, we show the band performances only at home games. That's a good reason for you to come out next week at homecoming and visit with us.
Yeah, anybody that hadn't seen our band needs to come see them.
I spot somebody here in the stands on the Homewood side we'll talk about a little bit. Here's a wrinkle from Fairfield as they pass for the first time tonight. Penalty flags fly all over the place.
Look like pass interference, Barry.
We'll watch it. In the shotgun. Well, it was.
You know how that happens is we were going for the ball and he got there just a hair before we did, and that happens in football.
There's the call, pass interference against the Patriots. We'll try to set the yard line for you. It's going to take it down to about the 19. Fairfield with 13 seconds on the clock in the half in good position to strike either with a touchdown or possibly a field goal. Don't know much about their place kicker or whether he can kick field goals or not. Here in the shotgun, going with a different quarterback. Oh my goodness, that receiver was absolutely alone in his corner of the end zone, and he just didn't look it in.
Very pretty good rush that time by Anthony Webby and Michael Coggin. I don't know if you can see him coming in. Wow, the guy was still open though, wasn't he?
Absolutely, he was alone. Okay, that took 6 seconds off the clock. 7 seconds remain. 2nd and 10, but this could be the last play. We'll see. Obviously a pass. No, Smith wants to run. Sees some daylight. Falls forward, 2-1. That's the end of the half. So Fairfield comes up along with Larry White. And Larry, some statistics from the first half might be interesting to go over here. Homewood in the rushing department, 20 rushing attempts for 90 yards. In the passing department, 7 completions on 14 attempts, 2 interceptions for a total of 101 yards through the air. Interestingly enough, as you pointed out earlier, Whitten, Walburn, and Elias have all thrown passes. Homewood with 6 penalties for 50 yards, no fumbles, 9 first downs. In the receiving category, Andrew Jeske 3 for 69. Hazelden has 1 caught for 12, and Martell 3 for 20. Kevin Miller 1 punt, 43 yards, and on punt returns, Martell Smith 3 for an average of 51 yards, for a total of 51 yards. As Kevin Miller gets set to kick, Fairfield with 13 rushing attempts for 122 yards, no passes completed, 3 attempted. So no yards. Fairfield, therefore, with 122 yards of total offense, and Homewood with 191. So we're ahead of them in total offense. And that, I think, is reflected by the score on the scoreboard as Kevin Miller gets ready to advance on the ball. Deep, I suspect, would be Cornell Davis and Richard Leonard for Fairfield. If you're just joining us as we start the second half, Homewood leads 20-6. A little bit of a delay as we wait on the referee here. We noticed Brad Gerard, I believe, has taken off shoulder pads and has on a shoulder support strap. We'll try to find out from Larry Hembry on the sideline if that was an injury in the first half of the game, but it appears he will not play again in the second half. Here's Kevin's kick. Another high trademark Miller kick. Goes deep. Looks like Davis will return. Cornell Davis. And a good return. Puts Fairfield in business on about the 26-yard line.
Barry, here comes the Fairfield offense again, and I want to point out again, they've created a lot more problems for our defense than the last 2 games against Vestavia and Pell City. They have some athletes.
Fairfield indeed has created problems, and those are big 6A schools that you mentioned in Vestavia particularly. A little bit of a delay here as
timeout Fairfield.
I believe Fairfield calls timeout. Now their quarterback, Smith, is wandering literally over to the far sidelines looking to his coach questioningly, and I'm not sure what's going on.
Barry, I think he only had 10 ball players on the field there, and he wanted to get another player in the game.
That does appear to be it. What great performance by the Homewood Marching Band at halftime. We're sorry we could not bring it to you just out of camera position tonight. But we hope you'll join us at Waldrop Stadium. The rest of our games for the season after this one are at home. And if you haven't seen that band perform at halftime yet, we'd encourage you to come out and join the Patriots. Now it appears they're in business and ready to go. We'll give you a shot of the Fairfield offensive line there. Clarence Smith, the quarterback, and he's been a problem for Homewood all night long. He's extremely fast, a threat to run on any play. But this time the give is straight ahead to Rodney Abernathy, and Abernathy has first down yardage and a little bit more.
Very finally pulled down there by Martell Smith and finished off by Michael Coggin, but another nice run, nice game.
I believe they give him 10 yards, and they will indeed move the chains. A reminder that the camera work tonight, and you're seeing a lot of instant replays, comes courtesy of James Valenti and Wes Gray and Jack Munger, and they do an absolute super job for us, and we appreciate their help. See Shane Davis on the bench. I hope that's just an equipment problem and not a problem with that knee. Here's Fairfield, another 1st and 10. I missed the, it was the quarterback, I guess, on the keeper.
Brought down by Brian Narrow, and again, I think Martell. Looks like Henry Walburn's limping there just a little bit.
Expect they'll leave him in and see if he can work it out. Shane Davis indeed on the sideline, taking off that right shoe and all the taping around that ankle. All right, on a gain of 4 that time, give him 2nd and about 6 or maybe 7. Smith comes around this end. He wants to run, pressured, but he gets away. That kid is a tough runner.
He's hard to bring down, Barry, but Kip Cowan took a shot at him and he went right down.
He has a way of ducking underneath the tackle. Watch him duck under it here and just keep on his feet. Good balance, generally, an indication of good balance.
He does have good balance, Barry, along with his good speed.
Out to the 45-yard line, so that's 3rd and 1 now for Fairfield. All right, here's 3rd and 1. Let's see what happens. Wants to give to the tailback. That's Leonard. I believe he's got 1st down yardage.
Barry, that time he was covered by Kip Cowan. We also, on a short yardage play that time, slipped our sophomore linebacker, Brian Narrow, up into the line trying to stuff that, but they ran off the right side, and it's going to be close. They're going to measure for it.
Looks like the official calling for timeout here, and they'll want to mark the chains and bring them across. It's close. Wonder if we might take a commercial break at this time. We'll ask the folks in the truck to do that for us. While we measure the gain, we'll give you a report in just a moment on whether they made it or not. You stay with us.
This is the place where winners and losers are made. What does it take to be a winner? According to one well-known football coach, it begins with a great game plan, followed by excellent practice habits, and then the players must accept the game plan. In order to become a winner in life, we must accept God's game plan. We do that by accepting Jesus Christ as our Savior and Lord. I'm Gary Fenton, pastor of Dawson Memorial Baptist Church, inviting you to become a winner in life.
Back to live action. Fairfield indeed did make the 1st down, the 2nd 1st down of this half, but the 5th for them in the game. So Fairfield moving now. The ball is at the 46-yard line, and they have 1st and 10. Smith on the give to the fullback. That's Cornell Davis with the ball for Fairfield.
Barry, that time John Whidden stacked that whole thing up. There was nowhere to run. John had jammed his man in there, and the guy just piled in, and they all fell down.
John playing a good bit both ways tonight, as do many.
John's not just a big football player, Barry. He's a quality ball player. He's an offensive lineman deluxe right there.
Okay, the gain of about 4 that time. So Fairfield continuing to move now, stretching this drive out. Looks at 2nd and 6. The ball just shy of the 50-yard line. Smith wants to pass. He tried to be elusive that time, but it was not to happen. Jacob Pugh among the others who stacked him up. Michael Coggin also in there, Larry.
Big Michael Coggin. Watch Michael Coggin come all the way in here. Yeah, Jacob Pugh and Michael Coggin teamed up and got him together.
All right, that'll take him back and make it 3rd and 11 now on the loss. A report from the sideline indicates that Brad Gerard indeed had hurt his wrist. It was not a shoulder injury, it was a wrist injury, and he is out for the 2nd half of the game. Here's Clarence Smith for Fairfield. Gives to Leonard. Leonard tries left tackle. A flag flies in the middle of the play. Have to see what happens with that.
Leonard on the carry for Fairfield.
It looked like holding. Umpire had holding on Fairfield there.
Holding indeed the call against Fairfield. That'll back him up even more. However, we could decline, or is that an automatic?
No, it's during the play. We can take it or leave it here.
The line of scrimmage now the 47-yard line. And it would go to fourth down, would it not? Holding is the call. It is declined.
That's right. Fourth down, and the coaches told our players to decline it, bringing up a punt situation.
All right, fourth down now and 9. They show that they're going for it. On 4th and 9, Clarence Smith wants to pump short. Right across the middle and intercepted by Henry Walburn. Henry comes to the near side. Running room. He needs one block. Cuts back. One more. Oh, just barely. Oh, he just barely missed a touchdown. There's a happy young man.
Barry, I can't believe they went for it on fourth down, but I forget his first name, but I think it's Big Play Walburn did it again.
Big Play Walburn certainly did it again. Watch him. He's right where he needs to be. One heck of a football player, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to watch him.
Henry, forgive me if you don't like your nickname, but I'm going to start calling you Big Play.
He indeed is. Homewood now definitely in business. 1st and 10, deep in Fairfield territory. Here's the give to Martell Smith. I'm sorry, Eugene Sharp.
Boy, was he running there, Barry. That's some hard running.
You could hear the pop, the shoulder pads all the way up here.
Wow.
Big hit.
He knocked that guy flat.
It goes down to the 26-yard line, so call it 2nd and about a long 4. I'm sorry, they're on the 19-yard line. Here's Sharp again, and he's at left end. Let's see if that's first down yardage. It should be plenty of first down. Plenty. Yeah, by 4. Tenth first down for the Patriots. Hard to see exactly what yard line they're on from this vantage point. We'll see if we can find out. They are on the 14, I'm told. Maybe just over the 14. So a first down would be at the 4. Whitten pitches back to Eugene Sharp. Eugene cuts in across. Touchdown, Homewood. Wow, what a run.
Nice blocking and a good run by Eugene Sharp.
Here we can see it again. Enjoy it with us. That's called reading your blocking.
Barry, I don't know if they can show it again, but Tommy Lice knocked his man flat on his back on the ground. What a block.
Maybe we can get a look after the extra point. Kevin Miller is in to attempt the extra point. I believe Joel Maxwell holds. Scott Hazelden snaps it back. The kick is straight through the uprights, and it's good. 5:27 remaining in the 3rd period. Homewood takes a 27-6 lead. Watch this block by Lias.
Watch him bang right there, right on the ground.
As you take a look at the right foot of Shane Davis, we'll tell you that latest drive that Homewood engineered for the score covered 4 plays and took a minute 34 off the clock. And even more important than that, put 7 points on the board. 27-6, the score from Fairfield, Alabama, on a Friday night in October. All right, Miller gets set to kick it off again. You look at some of the Homewood faithful on the sidelines. Kevin's ready. Leonard is deep, and Van is deep, and it'll come down on Leonard's side, and I believe it'll go into the end zone. Definitely a touchback, as you see there. So Fairfield has it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Word from the sidelines, Larry, is that Shane Davis has a sprained right ankle.
As long as it's sprained and that's it, that'll be good news, Barry. Seeing it sitting up like that, it could have been a lot worse.
Really appreciate the fine work that Larry Hembry does for us on the sidelines. He moves in and out of that team down there, finds out things for us that you wouldn't otherwise know. With Shane out, that means that number 70, Sean Shiplett, is in at the tackle position now. Homewood on defense now. Fairfield moving from their own 20-yard line. The give to the first man through. Looked like that was number 34.
Looked like Michael Coggin and Sean Shiplett teamed up together and put that fellow on the ground after about 1 yard, Barry.
Gill, the ball carrier. And maybe, what, a yard? Maybe a yard gained out to about the 21.
They gained about a yard, and be second down at 9.
All right, Fairfield looks at 2nd and 9. We look at the clock. It says 4:51 remaining in the 3rd period. Lots of football left to play. Give us to, I believe that's Davis, Cornell Davis.
Good penetration that time by, it looked like Paul Owen first and big Michael Coggin in there too, but we were in their backfield just about the time the ball was. I believe Paul Owen was first one in there, Barry.
Paul, a junior for the Patriots. Where's the number 54? Sampling a little of the cuisine available here in Fairfield tonight. I was going to try the shrimp remoulade at halftime, but it was a bit pricey. Now 3rd and 11 for Fairfield. Whistles blow before the snap.
Delay a game. Back judge has got one call before the ball snap. Delay a game.
All right, that'll take them back and bring up a 3rd and about 15. Fairfield backs up toward their own goal. Homecoming next week, Larry, at Waldrop Stadium. Lots of to-do about that at the school this week with people getting ready for selection of homecoming attendance in court. We'll play against Oxford. We'll have to get another shot of those folks up in the bleachers and tell you a little bit more about them in just a minute. Now 3rd and about 16. Here's Davis on the quarterback keeper. Tries one side. No, sir. Webby in the backfield. Coggin in the backfield. Owen in the backfield. Cowan in the backfield. Larry back to the 8-yard line. Fairfield really getting into a deep hole now.
Here it is again, Barry. Watch. He sees Walburn out here, so he rolls back and mistake because Webby and Coggin are waiting on him.
I think if I saw Walburn and I was running with the ball, I might turn around and go the other way too.
Not if you see Webby and Michael Coggin waiting on you.
That's a no-win situation. The line of scrimmage now the 8-yard line. Birch stands in his end zone to kick a high snap from center.
We've got the return on.
I couldn't see. Was it Martell? Martell with a good return. So Homewood in good field position. Larry, I was watching the live action. You were watching the monitor then. But it looked like on the snap, everyone just stood still.
Watch this. He's got it. See, they're taught to block. Our guys are waiting because we got the return on. Nobody rushing. And Martell's getting the blocking and the nice run back.
Absolutely. I thought I had entered a time warp for a minute there.
Barry, it looks like 3 Homewood fans up in the stands on the other side by themselves. Who could that be?
Those are our spotting coaches. They're the coaches who help out communicating with the coaches on the sidelines. I know Russ Martin's up there, Ron Gilchrist's up there, and I'm not sure if Bob Burdett is the 3rd coach, I believe, who is up there.
Tommy Lice, another nice run by Tommy Lice there. He's shown great speed, power, balance, good blocking. Other than that, Tommy, you're just so night, buddy.
He is having one whale of a football game tonight. And showing, too, Larry, some endurance. I'm not sure what his yardage is. We'll check the stats right quickly. With 89 yards on 12 carries tonight, that's some endurance, too.
Barry, he's done it all, no question, no fumbles, and his blocking's been outstanding. Again, I like the one where he knocks the guy on the ground.
Homewood in a timeout now with 2:12 remaining in the third quarter. We'll keep it here because we'll go to a commercial break at the third quarter. But Eugene Sharp has, for your point of references, Eugene Sharp with 10 carries and 35 yards. Tommy Elias with 12 carries and 89 yards. Homewood really grinding out the ground yardage tonight. There are your coaches who work as spotters for the coaches on the sidelines.
Barry, that's Coach Young on the left. Coach Gilchrist was on the right, and the frozen one with the little freezing legs, well, I believe was Russell.
Russ Martin.
Russell, get you some long pants there, boy.
All right, back to live action. All right, Homewood on offense. Eugene Sharp is on the sidelines. Shot of Brad Gerard. Hope that wrist injury is all right. Comes Scott Hazelton in motion to the near side. Quinton wants to throw and throws to Reggie Elias. Complete to Reggie. Reggie with straight ahead yardage. I lost it right in the corner. It is signaled as a touchdown, but there's a flag on the play.
Barry, both these Elias fellas are running with great speed and balance tonight and power.
One of the disadvantages of sitting in the stands to do the broadcast is when the rest of the folks stand up. Oh, you see a clipping call against Homewood. When the rest of the fans stand up, you lose your ability to see down in the corner. Let's watch it again.
Let's look for
Here's the pass to Reggie Elias. Clipping is indeed the call. Hard to spot it, though. Hard to spot it. Okay, let's see if we can set it up for you now. That will be second down and 10. Let's see, we're on the 23-yard line now, second and 9 then. So here's Whitten that gives to Martell. Martell at right end is still on his feet, spinning. Hard running by Martell Smith.
Very good lead blocking that time. Your left guard and your left tackle. Here, watch them pull out and lead this play. Nice blocking by both of them as Pugh and Whitten. Nice block.
Boone and Robinson combined on the stop for Fairfield. There was a good run by Martell and good enough for a first down yardage. And now the line of scrimmage to the 13. Patriots on the move. The give is to Martell again. Martell at left end. Straight ahead for the score. He could put 6 more up for the Patriots.
Nice run, Martell, and good blocking again off the left side of that line. Jacob Pugh, Whitten, Zarzar. Here, watch it again. Kevin Stadinka didn't drive his man back, but about to the goal line.
Tough blocking by the offensive front for Homewood. Here's Kevin Miller's extra point attempt. Joel Maxwell holds. The snap from Hazelton. The kick is away, and the kick is good. 1:32 remaining in the third period. The clock stops, and Homewood leads at 34-6. A good football game, and maybe a chance, Larry, for some of the other players to get in the game now with a fairly big lead.
Barry, I think you're right, and I know this bunch is looking forward to it, and I imagine some of the first line guys, they'd like to take a little break, and that way we won't risk further injury to some of them that have some nagging injuries already.
Good example, Larry. I noticed going out on the kickoff team, number 88 is Philip Schusler. Number 78 is Preston Wallace. We also see some of the veterans who are our starters. Mark Andrzejewski, of course, is out there. Martell Smith is out. A lot of the speed. I wonder if Philip is still playing with a broken arm. You know, he had a broken arm earlier in the season, and I couldn't tell when he went out, whether he still had that or not. Narrow, of course, Webby, Owen, Brian Carr. All right, here's Miller set to kick. Deep will be Leonard. And it'll come down to Cornell Davis, who looks it in and watches it go back into the end zone. So it'll come out after the touchback, and Fairfield will start fresh on the 20-yard line.
It's hard to believe as high as that ball was kicked, the fella didn't get under it and try to catch it. I guess he didn't want to return it.
I believe you're absolutely right, Larry. He watched it bounce about 5 feet in front of him. By that time, of course, he had lost control of it.
Nice shot of our cheerleaders there.
Some with jackets and others without. It's a little bit crisp as the heat of the day starts to cool off some. It's fairly cool out tonight. Okay, Homewood on D now. See if we can, looks like still we got first string in. Fairfield starts from their own 20-yard line. Fumble on the snap, but they recover. Just a mishandled snap from center.
Second down and 10.
Looked like Kip Cowan and Sean Shiblett down at the bottom of that pile trying to fight for the ball.
I thought they might have come up with it, but Smith, I believe, fell on it pretty quickly. Narrow checks back into the Homewood lineup, replacing Carr. Now they send receivers wide to the right. Their back's in the eye. Clarence Smith, the quarterback. No, new quarterback now. Number 10 now is Jason Fox, a new quarterback for Fairfield.
Kip Cowan comes through there that time and really hammered the ball carrier.
So you'd say then, Larry, it was hammer time.
Hammer time here in Fairfield. I think you're right, Barry.
Fox is the quarterback now. 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Fairfield looks at third and about 12, maybe 11. Well, misdirection play. Smith now running as a tailback or back in at quarterback? Running as a running back. Okay.
That time he was met by Smith. Martell in on the tackle, so Smith tackling Smith.
There you hear the end of the third quarter. That means we'll stop and let you hear from a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be right back after this. I hope you'll stay with us.
It's Piggly Wiggly Food Stores for quality foods, friendly service, and fair prices. You'll find a wide selection of the freshest seasonal produce brought in daily, and the finest heavy Western USDA choice beef, and of course, plump fresh-cut chickens never frozen. And Piggly Wiggly serves hot, fresh deli foods of the finest quality served up daily, the next best thing to home cooking. And Piggly Wiggly Food Stores are proud of our friendly people serving your needs in Mountain Brook, Homewood. It's Piggly Wiggly, the finest food stores around.
When you think insurance, think Buddy Wade. Auto, home, business, life, or health, no matter what your insurance needs may be, Buddy Wade is your local State Farm agent with the insurance experience you want. From his office at the corner of Palisades Boulevard and Columbiana Road, Buddy has served Homewood and surrounding areas for over 15 years. When you think insurance, think experience. Think Buddy Wade. Come by and visit his office or call 942-4444.
Some things are always reliable. Now there's something else. At South Trust Bank, we don't just talk about quality service, we guarantee it. We guarantee accurate statements and a fast response to your questions or problems. We guarantee prompt service in our lobby, and our anytime tellers will be available when you need them. We have more offices in Alabama than any other bank. If you get less than our best, we'll pay you. You can bank on the service at South Trust, guaranteed.
Tremaine Birch stands deep in Fairfield territory, ready to receive for Homewood. A fumble on the snap. He'll try and run it. Birch tries to run it and does a good job of running it. He's still on his feet, and they'll have first down yardage and more. I don't think, Larry, that was a fake punt. I think it was just a mishandled snap, and they converted.
Very, like we've said all night, it was another error by Fairfield and a great athletic play by this young man. Watch this run.
Well, good gracious, they're alive at about the maybe the 43, 44 yard line, their own 43 yard line, I guess. So as the quarter starts, sudden spurt of energy from Fairfield. They in the shotgun now. Fox is the quarterback. He pumps short, wants to throw long. Overthrown both the defender, who was, I believe, Martell Smith, and the intended receiver as well.
Barry, just as the fellow threw that ball, Anthony Webby hammered him from the backside, and I mean hammered him hard. He went on the ground hard.
Like now they're running Larry at number 12 at quarterback, and we don't have the number 12 in their numerical roster, so can't tell you the young man's name. But they have run Clarence Smith, and they've also run Jason Fox. In a passing situation again, but they give him a delay. Goodness gracious, what a hit at the line of scrimmage. Michael Coggin, Paul Owen,
and Kip Cowan. Those two went over him just like a tidal wave. It was unbelievable. Watch it, bang, bang. Two of them, that's a lot of beef hitting him.
Coggin and Cowan combined to stop Stacy Gill. The line of scrimmage remains the 43-yard line, bringing up 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Number 12 is Humphrey, their quarterback. He fakes, wants to throw, pressured, he's dropped.
Sean Shiplett and Michael Coggin in there again from their defensive line positions. It's hard to get in there from those positions. They've been in there most of the night.
All right, that drops them back and brings up 4th and about 15 now. Zach Humphrey had nowhere to go with it then, Larry. As they're sending out receivers and leaving a few men on the line to block. All right, they'll punt again. Tremaine Birch to punt, but it's a fake again. He wants to run around the right side, and this time, no going. So the ball will go over on downs. Looked like Paul Owen maybe on the stop that time.
I think you're exactly right. Watch Anthony Webby rush this punt. Look at Anthony. I think the guy just saw he couldn't get it off and took off running.
And the defense gets a hand as they come off the field. Now the chain scramble on the other sides to set in place, but it's Homewood 1st and 10. And Reggie Lias now lining up at quarterback for the Patriots. The officials call timeout for just a moment.
It looks like Joel Maxwell in at the wide receiver right now.
Sure is. Timeout is called and awarded to Fairfield, Larry, and that'll give us a chance to identify some new numbers for you. I note, as you note, that Joel Maxwell in at a wide receiver spot. There is a number 85 in again, and that's going to be, I guess, Brian Anderson with the new 85 jersey on.
Looks like Michael Narrow in at one tackle.
We've also got Ahim Sabry in at a tailback spot. Ahim Sabry wearing the number 42 jersey. Tommy Lias, the number 41, probably running in the fullback slot. And as we told you, Reggie Lias, the junior quarterback, will run at quarterback now. Also, did we note that number 68, Brian Narrow, I'm sorry, Michael Narrow, Brian's brother, Michael in the game now, and he wears the 68 jersey. Michael's a big guy, probably weighs about 260.
Big, strong guy.
All right, Maxwell a receiver on this side. And I need to get the number of the receiver on the far side. It may be Zach Kamek. Lias gives straight ahead. No, keeps. Reggie's on the way. Will be hard to stop. Tries for the corner and goes out of bounds at about the 10 or 5 yard line.
Reggie is so fast. He does not look like he's that fast, but he can really fly.
Man alive, I'm telling you, he covers ground in a big, big hurry. And Norman Van, who finally makes the stop, knows it. Out of bounds at about the 11 or 12 yard line.
He read that perfectly, too. Good decision-making there by Reggie Lice. He kept it from the fullback. The outside man took the pitch man, and Reggie kept it all the way down.
Indeed, it was Zach Kamak, a wide receiver in the game now. So Maxwell and Kamak are the receivers. Lias, the quarterback. Sabry and Lias, the running backs. Here the give to Early Billups, who is also in the game at a tailback slot. Early wearing the number 6 jersey, and there you get a look at Early. All right, give him 4 yards then, 2nd and 6. So that means the ball's on about the 8-yard line now. Would be possible to get a first down at about the 2. Big Brian Anderson at the tight end spot on this side. There's Lias with the give straight ahead to his brother, Lias to Lias. Down about as far as the 5.
Looks like Preston Wallace checking in the ball game, and I think Early Billups has come back in, and I see Big John Whidden coming out for a well-deserved rest. He's been doing some good blocking.
A good ball game for John. Preston Wallace in the game, as Larry mentioned, wearing the number 78 jersey tonight. Homewood calls timeout with 8:06. While they take timeout, we'll take timeout as well and let you hear from some of the folks who sponsor these broadcasts. Patriot football will continue with the conclusion of this game after this.
New Powerade sports drink developed by the Coca-Cola Company.
It's the Powerade Punch, the Powerade Crunch. Slam it when you jam it. If you crack it or you cram it, the Powerade Play. Powerade, make my day.
More than a thirst quencher with 33% more carbohydrates for energy than Gatorade.
The Powerade Crunch, Powerade Punch. The taste that's fresh. You know the rest. New Powerade.
After the quick Homewood timeout, we're ready to go again, and the ball sits now on the 5-yard line. Lots of guys getting a chance to play now. Reggie Lias at quarterback. Sabry and Tommy Lias, the running backs. Wants to give, he gives. Fumble on the play. Ball still loose, looks like Fairfield may have it. No, I don't know, it's hard to say.
No, we got it, Barry. I believe we've got it.
Like maybe Preston Wallace fell on it.
I believe Reggie Lice got it. There's nothing quicker than a quarterback with a fumble on the ball on the ground. Reggie got to it.
Well, with 4th down then, we'll see if we can do a field goal. Kevin Miller will attempt it. Joel Maxwell will hold.
Looks like about a 28-yarder, Barry.
Hazelden to snap. Kevin puts it up. Boy, plenty of distance, but no good left is the signal from the officials. Sure looked good from here, I'll tell you.
I don't have a good angle on it either, but I would have bet anything that was down the middle. That shows what we know.
Taking a look again, it's you've got the angle that we've got on it. It went straight across from the way it looked here, but they're down there looking up the crossbars, and that's why you have officials in the game, I guess, and don't let the announcers control it.
Yeah, they're under the goalpost, and we've got this good angle over here in the press box, under the press box, actually.
All right, Homewood on defense now. Looks like Chris Carr in the ball game for Homewood. Chris with the number 73 jersey, playing at that defensive end position. All right, they're back to their number 3 quarterback now, Smith.
Paul Owen makes a nice tackle. That's about as deep a draw play as I've ever seen in my whole life. I don't know if he can show it again. That guy was so far back there. He had a long way to run to get back to the line of scrimmage and didn't make it. Watch how far back this is. That's an 8-yard deep draw play. Paul Owen snuffs it out. About a 3-yard loss.
All right, Schuessler checks into the Homewood lineup while we were on the replay. playing in the free safety position. Fairfield now on the loss of about 3. Looks at 3rd and 13. Fox is the quarterback for Fairfield, and he throws it incomplete. Early Billups defending on the play.
I would have to say Sean Shiplett probably got almost his first career interception there. I was shocked to see him throw it to our tackle.
Eugene Sharp comes out of the game. Well-deserved rest. Anthony Webby goes back in. Paul Owen coming out. There you get a look at it again. The pressure is pretty tough. He just gets rid of it. Now we're back to live action. Brian Carr in the game, number 48. Fairfield sends a man in motion to the far side. Fox, the quarterback. Ball is loose. Let's see who falls.
Looked like safety Philip Schuessler.
All right. Zach Kamak, no, on the 20-yard line. Philip Schuessler recovers a fumble for Homewood. Way to go, Philip.
That was a heads-up play, Barry.
Heads-up play. Let's watch it again. All right, so Homewood in business again with offense. And the line of scrimmage will be the 20-yard line.
Philip Schuessler, only a sophomore. Look for big things from him. He's got 2 more years to play.
He is still wearing a cast on his left arm. Fumble on the play again. The ball slipping around here with 5:49 remaining in the football game. Give them a gain of a yard on the fumble if they came up with it. I believe we did.
Looks like Tim Towery in on the line for us there, Barry.
Yeah, notice Chris Staggs also in the game, number 33. Chris, a wide receiver out on this side. All right, Elias is the quarterback. Here's the pitch. First pitch to Early Billups. He's still on his feet. Good hard running. He was pursued by 4 or 5 of Fairfield starters, but Early Billups kept on running.
Sophomore Early Billups had a nice run on that one, Barry. Almost pulled down back there, but he broke free.
8 yards on the game. Down to about the 11-yard line. Now that'll bring up 3rd and 1. Now the pitch back to A.M. Sabry. And I don't believe he'll have that first down. Maybe the loss of about 3 back to the 14-yard line for Sabry.
Look like Brian Poole in there at left tackle right now. Well, just as I say that, we're bringing our field goal unit or somebody back in.
Yeah, teams, the numbers are changing pretty rapidly. Good to see Brian back, and we appreciate his dad, John, working with us tonight up here as a spotter. Brian had a little knee strain earlier in the year, but I think he's 100% now. 110? 99. Good to see him in the game. This would be a 31-yard attempt for Kevin Miller. Plenty of distance. And absolutely good, and that's good to see. Put 3 more up on the board for Homewood. 3:53 remaining in the football game, and Homewood now out front by a comfortable margin of 37-6.
That field goal cleared the crossbar by a comfortable 20 or more yards, it looked like.
Yeah, he had, and that was a 31-yard attempt. Oh, the Star Spangled Girls put on a heck of a show tonight. Wish you could have seen it with us. But a way to see it would be to come to homecoming next Friday night.
Barry, it's going to be an exciting time. I can guarantee you it's going to be a packed house and a fun time. Homecoming always is.
Is that Coach Rip Harmon? Is that Rip?
With a score 37-6, he looked like he was almost satisfied, but not quite.
He's taking and evaluating this Fairfield field here. Rip probably says it's a little brown for my taste. He does a super job maintaining the fields at Homewood. That Waldrop Stadium grass is his absolute pride and joy, I think, and it's one of the prettiest stadiums I've ever seen.
He does a fantastic job with it. I've got another nickname. That was Kevin Touchback Miller kicking off there.
You're going to give Chris Berman a run for his money, aren't you? With the nicknames. The touchback indeed will bring it out to the 20, and Fairfield will start from there as they have many, many times tonight. Fairfield still with its frontline offense in. At quarterback now is Jason Fox. Is Clarence Smith. Smith, of course, is the running threat, as you see.
Smith on the carry for Fairfield, tackled by Host of Homewood Patriots.
Looked like there was a bunch of men on that play. Let's watch it again.
He is so elusive, Larry. He's really a good little ball player.
I believe Philip Schuessler, maybe Jacob Pugh in on that. Well, we got some kind of penalty here. Let's see what we got.
Looks like a face mask penalty. That is definitely a first down, and the line of scrimmage will now be the 38-yard line as Fairfield gets out of the hole a little bit. But the clock runs with 3:30 now remaining in the football game, and it would be a tough scrap for them to do anything other than just make a touchdown on this drive. Smith scrambling out of his own backfield. Mark Andrzejewski on the tackle, but penalty flags fly at the scene of the point of the tackle, the spot of the tackle. We'll have to see what that is. We'll look at it again as you watch it with us. Smith again pressured in his own backfield. The receiver routes are covered. Andrzejewski hits him and knocks him down. The ball is on about the 48, 47-yard line.
A clip. Your back judge never has small penalties. He always has big ones unless it's that delay of game thing. But he got a major distance one here.
So the clip is on Fairfield, and that will take the ball back. Probably to the, what would it be, the 33-yard line? It's a 15-yard penalty.
Looked like Chris Carr in at one tackle position and Sean Shiplett another, Barry.
Fairfield with 8 penalties for 56 yards tonight. The clock continuing to run. At this point with 2:50 remaining, Fairfield not making an attempt to stop the clock. There's a pass. Early Billups just absolutely upended his man, and the timing was just perfect.
Yeah, Eric.
I'm sorry, it was Eric.
Yeah, junior quarterback came up and dumped him perfectly.
Eric, you'll have to forgive me. I saw the 8 and I read a 6. What I was saying is the timing was immaculate on that. Just a second earlier, and it would have been interference. He did a super job. All right, on the incomplete pass, then 2nd and 15.
Oh, man.
Straight ahead running, hard hitting out at midfield. I don't know if we have statistics on Smith's yardage tonight, but he's had quite a bit of it.
He really has. He's a good ball player. Looked like Philip Schuessler, and that time Early Billups brought him down.
Well, out to the 46-yard line, and that'll make it 3rd and about 3 now for the Tigers. Back to live action as we complete the change of a tape, and they give straight ahead with first down yardage and probably more to Gill. The ball just across or right on midfield, right on the 50-yard line stripe. They stop the clock momentarily to reset the chains and launch it again with 2:06 now remaining in this football game. Homewood comes away tonight, in all likelihood, a winner, and a big winner at that. 37-6 at this point. Lots of Patriots getting playing time tonight, but still a lot of starters in. Shiplett on that tackle, Larry.
And I think Chris Carr, a sophomore defensive tackle, looked good on that.
Jason Pugh wears the number 50 jersey for the Patriots. He reads the defensive signals coming in from defensive coordinator Coach Mike Thorson.
That'll be second down and 10 for Fairfield. Smith at quarterback. Gill and Abernathy in the backfield for
Fairfield with receivers left and right. Smith wants to run, just falls forward. Looks like it might have been a busted play.
Looks like Brian Carr chasing him down. I've been saying Chris Carr's defensive tackle. He's actually lining up at the defensive end position, Barry.
All right, third and then about 6 is down a distance for Fairfield.
Barry, you know, at some point we've got to talk our coaches into playing Lice, Carr, Andrzejewski, and so narrow.
All right, halfback option. That's Rodney Abernathy, I believe.
He was upended there by Eric Pope. 120-pound Eric Pope hits hard.
He hits like a ton of bricks. Fourth down now and 3. We would expect Fairfield to go for it. The game clock is running out. 2 seconds, 1 second. The snap does not get off. That's the ball game. We'll pause for this message from one of our sponsors and be right back for final comments after this. We hope you'll stay with us.
Hello, I'm Tony Picklesheimer here with you at Jim Limbaugh Chevrolet Truck and Van Center, and if we got a back-to-school special for you. As that all-important high school and college football season starts, tailgating is back, and everybody needs a van to do it in. This is a 1992 Chevrolet Astro van, and folks, this van is equipped, not stripped. It has power windows, power door locks, tilt wheel, cruise control. It's fully customized on the inside with captain's chairs and a sofa bed. All this for only $389 a month with $1,000 down. So come see us and save at Jim Limbaugh Chevrolet Truck Center, I-59, exit 120, only 5 minutes from downtown. And remember, at Jim Limbaugh Chevy Truck Center, we're committed to improving our customers' quality of life.
Well, back in Fairfield and a big victory for the Patriots as they come away with a 37-6 win over the Tigers tonight. Larry, I think we came away successfully because not too many Patriots coming away from this game beat up as we did last week at Pell City. So we head into homecoming, I think, on a pretty even keel.
That's right. The only one I really saw, number 75, Shane Davis, and also number 40, Brad Gerard. I hope they're not hurt too bad. It looked like Davis wasn't. I don't know about Brad, but not too bad, Barry, other than that.
Yeah, Shane was walking it off at the end of the game. Here's the unofficial stats from courtesy of Mike Whitten. Homewood rushed the ball 33 times tonight for 188 yards. Passing, we were 8 completions for 13 attempts with 2 interceptions for 118 yards. I'll ask my mathematician friend to add 188 and 118. Comes up with over 300 yards.
306.
306 yards of total offense tonight for the Patriots. Don't have a whole lot of individual stats, except I do want to give you one. Tommy Lias tonight carried the ball, Larry, 14 times for 94 yards. Almost had 100 yards on the evening and just did one whale of a job at that fullback slot tonight.
Barry, you're right. Tommy had, I think, the best game I've ever seen him play, and he started that way. He ran hard all night long, blocked well. He did a terrific job, as did many of the Patriots, but Tommy had a great night.
Also might be interested, Larry, in tackles. Walburn with 2 unassisted and 4 assisted. Looking down the list, Cowan with 1 unassisted and 6 assisted. Owen with 2 unassisted and 3 assisted, and Anthony Webby with 4 unassisted tackles and 5 assisted. He really had a super night. Coggin with 2 unassisted and 6 assists. Just a super job on defense tonight, and a great job on offense when you come away with 37-6. Well, next week we head into homecoming. The folks from Oxford travel to Waldrop Stadium.
That's always a big game, Oxford, and it's our homecoming, and I look forward to it, Barry. It's always a special night, and I can't wait for it.
This is the last away game, so we're at Waldrop Stadium from here on out this season. We hope you'll make plans to join us on an upcoming Friday night. Once again, the final from Clement Stadium in Fairfield, Homewood 37 and Fairfield 6. A big win for the Patriots, and we've had a good time bringing it to you. Our thanks to all of those who are on the broadcast crew, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the fine help of Doug Mitt.